Hey guys, the countdown is on. We will be moving in a couple of weeks, so I have an update on the timeline with that. In today's video, I'm going to be doing some deep cleaning before we move out, some packing, decluttering, sharing with you a crock pot meal, and just trying to enjoy these last few weeks in our home. So I hope you're ready. We are going to do this together. Hey guys, welcome to Jamie's Journey. If you guys are new here, I'm Jamie. I am married to my husband Mike and we have 3 daughters. This is Addison right here. She loves helping me. They all enjoy helping me. I guess it depends on the day and the mood they're in, but tonight it was Addison who wanted to help mommy get the laundry started. So she was helping me get that started and then we were going to clean up the downstairs. It was going to be a family team effort. But I am so excited. If you guys are new here, we are gearing up to move in a couple of weeks. I do have an update on a timeline, so I will be sharing that, sharing some life updates, things that's been going on with my life. I have a little laundry chat. I get a little personal here at the end of the video, just like folding laundry and just being real and honest and open with you guys. So there's a lot I'm going to be doing in today's video and just trying to get my house in order and trying to do all of the deep cleaning that I can do now so I don't have to do it when we're out of the house and I can focus on the new house. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you're ready. So after dinner, I had started to make these pancake muffins. So it's just pancake batter that I pour in a muffin tin and then I add some ground sausage to it and then you bake it. So I think it was 350 for maybe about 20 minutes. You'll just have to watch it. And we have pancakes and sausage all ready to go for the mornings. Things are just getting crazier and busier in the mornings, and sometimes I'd like to just have something we can grab and go. My girls love their carbs, as do I. They love their carbs in the morning, and they love pancakes and waffles and things like that, so I like to make these periodically. So they're just perfect. We pour some syrup on them, and they're just an easy grab and go breakfast. So we did get finally an update on our home. If you guys have ever built a home or if you've moved, there's a lot of moving parts with it and it can be hard to pinpoint an exact date because not only are you pinpointing a date when the house will be complete, but then you also have to close on that house and then we have to close on our current home, and I'll give you more of an update on all of that in today's video as well. So there's a lot of moving parts. I know that our carpet just got in And the builder said they actually ordered ours early. There was another house that they were building where the carpet came in and there was an issue with it. So they had to send it back and there was a delay with the other people's house. So that's the type of stuff. It's like they could order those last minute things, but if there's something wrong, then, then there's like a little bit of a delay. So luckily they actually have everything completely ordered and already in stock and ready to go. So they just finished the painting and they're putting on the doors and the light fixtures as we speak. And next week we are going back through the house. I think I did an update a couple of weeks ago and I showed you guys the house, but since then they've had the fireplace put in, the banisters have been stained. Like I said, I think they've painted. So there's already been a lot that's changed in like the week and a half, 2 weeks since we've been there. So I'm hoping to take my camera, so maybe in next Sunday's video, you guys can have a little bit of an update. And I'm not posting on Thursdays this month just because of the craziness of moving. We still have a lot of packing to do. Then we'll obviously have moving. Oh, and my house is still decorated for fall just because our Christmas stuff is in storage. So if you think I'm crazy, I mean, I kind of am, but it is what it is. I wasn't gonna go digging through the storage to get the Christmas stuff out. We have Avery's little tree, that little pink tree the girls love it. We have our elf, so we're doing good. But yeah, still fall. It's still fall in the Addams household. So a lot of you guys have asked about the cream cleanser with Jaws. I am going to buy some here soon so I can give it a test. I love my Jaws cleaning products. Those are like my everyday, like basic cleaning products I like to use. And then if you're curious what that sponge was that I was using on my stovetop, it's the Scrub Daddy sponges, and they come out with like limited edition sponges, usually for Halloween and Christmas. So I picked up some winter holiday ones. I think there was a snowflake, a Christmas tree, and I don't remember what the other one was. So that's what I was using. But I was just wiping things down, and then I was going to mop my cabinets. So this is just the quickest and most efficient way that I clean my cabinets. I just put either 1 teaspoon of powdered Tide laundry detergent in my Cedar spin mop bucket. That's what I'm using. But today I'm using the Mr. Clean multi-purpose cleaner. So I know in last week's video I talked a lot about my Robo-Rack, and I had some questions about the other robot vac mop that I use, which I know is insane that I have to, like I realize it, but I actually worked with both companies, and I will tell you this right now, I use both of them every single week. And I'm going to tell you, and I've said this before, that if you come to me and you say, Jamie, what vacuum do you recommend? What cordless vacuum do you recommend? I'm not just going to give you my favorite vacuum. I'm going to ask you some questions. I personally don't believe that one vacuum fits everyone's situation. It depends. Do you have carpet? Do you have kids? Do you have pets? That all makes a huge difference. So here's my opinion. If you're looking for a vacuum and a mop, if you have all hardwood flooring, the Norwal, which you're seeing me use right here, that is the best one, that Norwal. It mops, when it's mopping, if the mop pads get too dirty, it goes back to the dock and washes the mop pads, so the mop pads don't get too dirty, which is really nice. But it doesn't have a roller brush. So the roller brush is so important if you have carpet. So for me, I use the Norwal primarily on my hardwood flooring throughout my home, like in the basement and in the kitchen. And then for my carpets and like smaller areas, I use the Roborock because the Roborock has a roller brush. So both of them have the little spinny things. You guys probably know what I'm talking about when you're talking about a robot vacuum, those little spinny things that spin around. Those work great on like a flat, hard surface, but if you have carpet, then those spinny things are just grabbing stuff on the surface, to where the roller brush, which the Roborock has, digs deep into the carpet. So for my parents, I recommended, they asked what they would want, and I said get the Norwal because they have primarily hardwood flooring. They do have a cat, but he's tiny, he's older, and they don't have kids. They don't have the traffic. Us having both, if you have a lot of carpet, I would suggest the Roborock. So I hope that clears anything up if you guys are curious. I think they are both phenomenal and wonderful vacuum and mops. They both are, but I think it just depends on your circumstances. But if you guys ever have a question like what vacuum or mop would you recommend for my circumstance, let me know and I would be happy to give you some options. Okay, so I'm going to get into my good week and bad week here in a minute, but I had Mike remove the oven door. You just kind of like pull, I tried to show it on camera. I had him do it the night before because he was in the office this day, so I didn't have him there to take it off, and it just kind of clips out. He used like a little tool to clip it out, and I wanted him to do that because I wanted to give the oven a really good deep clean before we moved out, because I know when I use cleaners sometimes it kind of leaks through under the door, and so I thought it would be nice, like you can see where it had leaked a little bit, so I wanted him to get it off so I could really get in there and give it as good of a cleaning as I can. So other question I get a lot of times when people are like, why do you clean your oven? You should just use a self-cleaning option. Number one, I know that not everyone has the self-cleaning option as an oven, so I like to give ideas or suggestions on how to clean your oven if you don't have the self-cleaning option. Second thing is, I've been told that it is not safe to do that very often, that you should not do it unless you absolutely have to. Let's talk good week and bad week. My bad week was partially because of my grandma passing away the day before Thanksgiving, and so that was really tough. We are doing really, really well with it. As good as you can. She was 89, and we're just grateful to have her for that long, and I'm just grateful that my girls got to know who she was, so I'm grateful for that, but obviously that's really tough, especially around the holidays. The other tough part about the week, which I actually go into way more detail during my laundry chat, but It's been a tough 2 weeks, I think, for a lot of reasons. I think my body is, due to my PCOS, kind of going crazy. My hormones seem to be all over the place. Like I said, I'll go into more details about that, but I think my hormones being all over the place has caused me to kind of be in a funk. That's the best way to describe it. Like I'm totally fine, but I've just been feeling blah lately, and I'm not really sure why. I attribute it to my hormones because like I said, I'll explain all of that in more detail later on, but I've just been feeling a little bit blah, and it's hard because when you feel blah, you're like, well, why? I should be, I am happy. I mean, I truly am happy, but I feel like I should be shouting at the top of the rooftops, but to be honest, I've just been feeling a little blah lately, in a little funk. So just wanted to be open about that, because, when sometimes we feel like we need a reason to feel bad or poor, and sometimes you're just not feeling yourself, and there's no particular reason. And I feel guilty because everything is great. We're moving into a house that we're so excited to move into, so why am I in a funk? And I don't know why, or I actually have a very, very strong indication of why I am, but like I said, I go into that more detail. But I've just been feeling a little blah lately, and so I can't wait to get out of it. My good week is way better, tops the bad week for sure, so I'll share that here in a minute. In next week's video, you're going to see me I've been using it for the past couple of months, a new wet dry vacuum that addresses the issues that people tend to have with the Tinco iFloor 2 that I have. And I think your question then would be, well, why wouldn't you always recommend this other brand to everyone if it's better than the Tinco? I wouldn't say it's better, it just addresses some of the issues that people have with the Tinco, but it's also more than double the price. So I think that's thing is, you can, I think Dysons are wonderful, but they're also very expensive. And a lot of people will come to me and say, yeah, I want the best, but I can't afford the best. So what's your best budget option? And this is where it's fun for me to try out different versions and different types of machines. So I can recommend, depending on the situation of their home, but also the budget is so important as well. So I like having different good options. So obviously I was just trying to pack up our bathroom as much as I can. I think our plan kind of is to pack up as much as we can now, and then kind of create, I think someone else gave me this idea, was almost like pack a suitcase so when you move you have everything that you need. And I kind of like that idea. Like if we pack up as much as we can and only keep what we need to live these next couple of weeks, then it'd actually be easy, because when we go to move, we're already going to have that stuff out, and we can run that stuff over to the new house right away, and then we'll have movers take everything else out. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately. Okay, but good week. Number one, just so overcome with gratefulness and emotions of how happy and grateful we are to be moving into the new home. I mean, we got the word that they are trying their absolute best to get us in before Christmas. We obviously don't know if that will happen, but if not, it will be a few days after Christmas, which I'm totally fine with. I would love to be in before Christmas, but a few days after Christmas, I can handle. And if you're curious, we're mainly moving for 3 reasons. Number 1, the neighbors behind us are really, really on top of us. So that's one reason. The other reason is we need another room. So right now the twins share a room, and we want them to be able to have their own room when they want their own rooms. They are going to share when we first move in because they're little and they like sharing, but I know one day they'll want to be their own people. They want their own space. And we need an office because my husband works from home partially. And then it's nice for me to have a space for like my computer and stuff. So we need an extra room so the the twins can split up when they want to. So those are the primary reasons, but it's hard to leave a neighborhood you love, a house you love, and the house that you brought pretty much all your kids home to. But I'm so grateful to be here and to be moving, but it's a lot of emotions, but very happy emotions, and I can't wait to share all of that with you guys. So here I'm just using it was half vinegar, white distilled vinegar, and half Dawn dish soap, and I just put it in an old spray bottle, shake it up, and then use a dish wand to scrub everything out. So I would say that my good week is pretty much just being so overcome with gratefulness. Like, I can't explain it in any other words, but I'm so happy and excited. And to finally be able to get a definitive timeline and have everything be set with our current home and good to go there. And we're in the home stretch. So I'm feeling good. I truly am. Despite the funk I'm in, I just need to start. You'll know what that means if you watch my laundry chat. But once I do, I'll be good.
Be so stupid when I got all the signs. I guess that is love. Now the red flags are lucid, and I know that I'll be fine. I guess that is self-love. You think I'm going crazy, but I'm not missing you. I only miss the illusion you pretended to be. I'm not acting crazy, I just said we're through. Baby, you gave a lot. What about trust? What about all this time you looked in my eyes, babe? What about commitment? What about all the empty promises? Oh, what about?
I'll tell you what is kind of hitting me harder than what I thought was as I'm cleaning my house and then watching myself clean my house as I edit, I'm realizing that there's only a few more weeks. There may be only one more video or 2 more videos of me cleaning in my home, and I can't believe that. That's kind of hitting me a little bit hard. But okay, really quickly, I'm making this crock pot meal. It's super, super simple. And here, I was trying to film a reel just because when we make recipes that are really good, I want to have a place where if you're like, oh, I want to try that, you guys can go and follow it. So it calls for chicken breasts, but my kids they get kind of weird about chicken breasts if it's too chunky or if it's not shredded enough. They tend to chew it a lot. I don't know if it's just my kids, so I use ground chicken because it's easier for them to chew. So I did ground chicken, taco seasoning, cream of chicken soup, and then a can of Rotel, and then you make Spanish rice later on, and then you just add that, and then you just eat it. I will admit that the girls didn't love it. They were able to eat it, but they said it was a little spicy, and they can tolerate a little bit of spice. I made sure I got the mild Rotel because that's supposed to be more mild than the regular Rotel, but I think it was there was a little bit too much of a kick for them, so maybe next time I would omit the Rotel. So I'm almost done for the day. These days where you see me doing a lot, which I was able to get a lot done, it's typically because the twins, it's a day the twins are in school. They're only in school 2 days a week. So I can usually get a good chunk of like 2 hours or so done in the morning. And then they nap for about 2 or 2.5 hours in the afternoon, which gives me a good chunk of time. Although I feel like I'm constantly going back and forth to drop them off, drop Avery off. And you realize like even though you have a full day, it's hard to get things done when you're constantly in the car. But luckily I was able to have a productive day today, and then the next day I was going to finish up and do that little laundry chat.
I know what you need, I would bleed for you, but you're taking somebody home. I know I need to move on.
Hi guys, so I have some cleaning that I need to finish up today. The twins made a mess in here with their toothpaste. I was preoccupied doing something with Avery last minute this morning and they got into the toothpaste. So there's a little bit of a mess. I just want to clean up their bathroom, and I have a lot of laundry I needed to fold. And there's just some things that I wanted to chat with you guys about, kind of explain like what's going on right now with our lives and just like kind of how I've been feeling, just like a little heart-to-heart chat. I feel like I don't do that a ton. And I thought I would do that while I'm folding laundry and then kind of speed it up so you guys don't get too bored watching me fold. But we'll have a little laundry chat here when I'm done. But I'm gonna just do like a super quick cleanup here in the girls' bathroom and get it all nice and clean. And then we'll fold some laundry.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town.
So as we're gearing up to move, you know, I'm thinking about a lot. There's a lot of emotions and excitement. And I just want to say thank you to you guys because you have been a big part of this house. You've watched me clean every inch of this house, every room of this house a million times. And now we're starting a new journey into the new home. And it means the world to me that you guys want to come over there and join me on that new journey. And just, you know, every week when every day when I'm answering comments, I just am constantly blown away by the grace that you guys give me. I know one time I said something that I think was a little bit misunderstood by someone, but we had a great conversation and we were able to work it out. I think they had just kind of misunderstood something I had said. They thought I meant it in a certain way and I meant it in a completely different way. And we just had a nice conversation. And even when I think I do something or say something that maybe rubs someone the wrong way, you guys don't attack me. You come at me with grace and understanding. And we're able to have good conversations and figure it out. Or maybe I am in the wrong and I can apologize for that. Or maybe you guys realize like, oh, she didn't mean it like that. And I just, every time that happens, it makes me grateful for you and the community. So thank you.
Don't feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at this beautiful.
All right, I got my laundry here and I thought we could have a little laundry chat. Like I said, I'm not gonna bore you guys just talking. I'll get started folding, chat with you guys a little bit, and then I'll speed it up so you're not too boring. But life has been crazy lately for obvious reasons. We're obviously moving. And I've been getting a ton of questions on a specific topic that deals with moving and what you have to do before you move from house to house. You're probably picking up what I'm throwing down. Let's just say I can't say a lot because there's a lot of moving parts with, you know what, I'm hoping you guys can read between the lines. There's a lot of moving parts, but we are good. We are good. We are happy. Cross our fingers and hope that everything goes like it should, if you guys know what I'm saying. I just don't want to say too much because I don't want to jinx myself, and you never know what could happen. But it's been a crazy month, I would say. Oh, and if I know sometimes it looks like I fold laundry really sloppily, and I do, because 95% of our clothes get hung up, with the exception of pajamas or like lounge clothes. So that's why I'm not very precise. But anyways, we started to get the house ready to go back in September. Like, I mean, we didn't put it up in September, but like there's just a lot of stuff that you have to do to get your house ready to go. I mean, there's pictures, you have to meet with a realtor and all of that stuff. So needless to say, we have been dealing with this, like the whole slow process since about late September. And then, you know, you have showings and things, and with houses, if you have kids, you guys know how it is. But like today I cleaned the girls' bathroom, but the other bathrooms are a mess. So needless to say, it's been crazy. You know, you get showings, last minute requests, and you're scrambling around at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning trying to make sure everything is perfect. So it just has been, you know, it's just been a lot trying to get all of that finalized, but it is almost finalized. So there's that. But like I said, I'm not going to say too much just because I don't want to jinx myself or anything like that. So that's been crazy, but it's all good. But I think the biggest thing that I wanted to chat with you guys about is I have not been feeling myself for probably the past week and a half. And I am someone who, believe me, I'm a normal person. I have my ups and downs for sure. But if I'm in a bad mood or a crappy mood, or if I'm angry, I can always pinpoint to why I'm angry or I'm upset. Always. Like, I'm never just upset or in a funk for no reason at all. I've just been in a funk, and I haven't been able to figure out why. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, the only time this ever happens is about a week before I start my period. And this happened after I had the twins. I've never experienced PMS, PMDD, any of that. I've never ever experienced any of that. Something happened after I had the twins, and my body completely changed, and it just, my body has changed. And I just don't feel myself throughout my cycle at certain points. But usually what happens is I'll feel in a funk. I don't really pay attention to my cycle, because when you go through infertility, you live and die by like what cycle day is it, and all of that. So when we knew we were done having kids, I had my tubes removed when I had my C-section, which we 100% knew we were done with kids. 110%. We did not want more than 3. But even if we changed our mind, with IVF, we still had 2 embryos that were frozen. So they could have removed my tubes, which they did. And if we, by some chance, still wanted another baby, we could still have that implanted, because you can implant. I mean, they didn't take out my uterus. So they took my tubes out. They didn't tie them, they took them out. So it's just nice to not even have to worry about what cycle day is it. So I was in a funk, like I said, about 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half, whatever it was, and I couldn't figure it out. So I looked at my app and I'm like, oh, that's why. You're 7 days away, and it's always about a week, and it typically only lasts a day. That's it. I'm in the funk for a day, and then I'm out of it, and it's fine. And it's not going away. It's every day, and it's not going away. And I still also have not started, and I hope this isn't TMI. I'm just trying to be honest with you, and I haven't, and I am way past, I think I'm over a 40-day cycle. And I think it's because of my PCOS. With PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, a very common symptom is long cycles, not getting your period. Now, I typically have a fairly regular cycle despite having PCOS. I mean, it's probably somewhere between 34, 36 days. So a little bit longer than normal, but still a pretty normal cycle. So I'm on day 40. And I know you're probably like, Jamie, you're probably stressed, you have a lot going on. And I do, but I promise you, I really don't feel stressed, because yes, we have a lot going on, but I'm so happy and grateful to be moving into this house. Like, it's all good. Like, we'll get in there. I know everything won't be perfect right away, but that's okay. I can have a messy pantry for a couple months or whatever. I'm truly not that stressed. And I have had I've had some serious stuff happen over the years, like absolutely devastating. And I never had a cycle this long, like during that time. So I don't think it's stress. So anyways, I'm on day 40. What I'm trying to say is something is clearly going on with my body, and I'm thinking that's due to my PCOS. Now, there's a lot of symptoms that go on with PCOS. Now, I want to be careful with how I say this, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm telling people, oh, if you have PCOS, just exercise and eat healthy and you'll be great. I'm not saying this at all. There are different types of PCOS, and every person is different, but my doctor has told me that once I started, I mean, it's been years, but I never used to eat super healthy or exercise. But once I started a very strict, once I started a really strict routine of eating healthy and exercise, my body completely changed. My cycles regulated. They were a lot shorter. I used to have longer cycles. A lot of the other symptoms I had of PCOS all went away. And in fact, when I was having trouble getting pregnant with Avery, my doctor ran blood work and it all came back normal. And that's why when I was eventually diagnosed through ultrasound that I had PCOS, my doctor was like, I don't know how your levels are all normal. Like that, we shouldn't see that with PCOS. So her best guess is how healthy I eat. Like I have a pretty strict diet, very healthy. I focus on like those, high protein, like the proper amount of fats and carbs, like macros and things like that. And my strict exercise routine, she's like, I think you basically have helped heal some of those symptoms. Like I said, this is not the case for everyone. There are people who could have PCOS and work out and eat very clean and they still have symptoms. So this is just me. And that's my doctor's opinion on why I don't have a lot of the symptoms and why my cycles are typically pretty normal. Well, here I am over day 40 and I don't feel myself like at all. I've had no motivation to do anything. And it's not just, I don't want to do this. It's like, I can't even explain it. So I think I'm gonna go see my OB and talk to her about it, because I didn't even know I had PCOS until I started trying to get pregnant. And then at that point it was more of like a fertility problem, not just like a general lifestyle problem, because we were trying to get pregnant. And then now I'm like obviously done having babies. So it's like now I'm like more focusing on, well, how is this PCOS affecting my day-to-day life? And I think most of the time I don't know if it is, but clearly something is going on right now with a 40+ day cycle that is not normal for me. And the fact that I don't feel myself, and it is never like this. Like I said, usually I feel off for a day, not a week and a half, and my cycles are never this long. So something is clearly going on in my body. And I don't know, I just wanted to be open and honest about how I'm like feeling blah, because I'm sure when you hear me or see me on my videos or on Instagram, it's like, oh, she's always pretty cheery and upbeat, but it's like, I really don't feel that way right now. I mean, I'm good. I am happy, but I just have that, I'm like in a kind of a funk. I'm ready to start my cycle. So hopefully I can get on and feel more like myself. I'll be curious as when I start, if I do start feeling better. And I'll also be curious when I go see my doctor, and hopefully if you can kind of help me out and figure out what's going on with this PCOS. So.
To Mars, nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
Thanks guys for listening, and thank you for being here. We're counting down the days. Should only be a few more weeks. We'll be here, a couple more videos in this house, and then we're on to the new one. So stay tuned. There should be a lot of changes coming here in the next month or so. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.
To Mars, nothing can break me, no, break me.